What is up, guys? It's the Sound Alchemist, part of
One Mind Syndicate.
and I'm here with
Gersh One.
and today we're back at it, answering more questions in another episode of For the Greater.
This is a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first. Also, if you want to support the channel, if you enjoy us talking about Warhammer 40K while you drive to work, while you paint your minis, or just, you're in the can using or taking a dump, I should say.
Taking or leaving a dump.
Whatever your heart desires, you can support the channel with a super thanks. If you do, we'll answer the question that you give us, guaranteed in the next episode. This question comes from Whamcam. Sorry, Whamcam. Can Primarchs only kill other Primarchs? I think Horus would like a word.
Yeah, so the question is basically who can kill a Primarch? Because these guys are pretty OP. Every time you see them in the lore, they're just like kicking ass and taking names. And yeah, there's a couple beings that are capable of killing a Primarch.
Yeah, for sure. But lore-wise, the only individual that has not been a Primarch that has killed another Primarch is the Emperor of Mankind. The Emperor killed Horus. Spoiler alert for the following. Ferrus Manus was killed by Fulgrim. Right? I'm getting that right?
Yeah. Ferrus Manus. I always get him confused.
Yeah. Dorn supposedly killed Alfarius or Omegon.
Mm-hmm.
Sanguinius was killed by Horus, and
technically Guilliman, he should have been killed by Fulgrim.
Yeah, with the blade, but he was put in stasis. I was also going to say technically Leman Russ killed one of the lost or the damned.
Right, one of the missing Primarchs. Yeah.
But other than that, it's like who would you say can kill a Primarch?
So this is going to be kind of controversial, but there is an instance of either Alfarius or Omegon, or could be one of just the regular soldiers, fighting against the Hrud. The Hrud are capable of manipulating time to the point where they age things to where they decay. And Alfarius almost died against, I believe it was like one of their upper like warriors. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going to stab him with this knife, and like the blade rusted off before it even like touched him. Yeah. So yeah, it's like vulture fire, but like will the bolts detonate in time and stuff like that. So yeah, the Hrud are capable of doing crazy things, but I mean, at the end of the day, they did lose against Alfarius.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Hrud race becomes like some playable thing in the future, just because that effect of time warp is so cool. Like imagine utilizing that on the tabletop, even if it's just a Tau auxiliary or a mercenary for the crew or something like that, where like you can, I don't know, backtrack a turn, or you can like take another movement phase after your shooting phase or assault phase.
Yeah, kind of play around with the turn orders. Maybe even like if you're next to like a dreadnought with like a degrading stat line, even if they're at full health, they now work with like the lower stats.
Yeah, that'll be dope. So hopefully that comes out. But yes, the Hrud is another one. I was thinking right now, so I want to say, was it Vulcan was captured by the Dark Eldar, and he was tortured to the point where I think they burned him completely and then brought him back because he's a perpetual, so he can't technically die. But if the Dark Eldar could do that to Vulcan, one of those, or a perpetual Primarch, why can't they just outright kill Dorn or outright kill, somebody
Jack
else?
Icon.
Yeah. So I think definitely the Dark Eldar. And then when we start listening to the lore of the homunculi, you're like, these guys are OP.
Yeah, these guys are like really crazy when it comes to like torture stuff. They got like pocket dimensions they can trap you in. They can literally infuse your soul into a doll, kind of like a Chucky type thing. Yeah. Like it's the things they can do. It's like they can create suns, create black holes. Like, come on, like that's really, really strong.
It's OP. And then another way of looking at this too is if you want to know who's going to kill a Primarch, think about what a Primarch can't kill. and I think the Void Dragon is one of those things that the Emperor had to take on. So a Catan, or at least multiple shards of a Catan, could probably take out a Primarch.
Yeah, because there are instances in the lore of like just Space Marine captains taking out Catan shards. But again, like the more shards are coalesced into a Catan, the stronger they are. So I definitely think Catan are to that level, especially considering their feats during the War in Heaven.
Yeah. And they're anti-psyker, so especially if they go up against like a Magnus or something like that, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, but I still think Magnus got it in the bag.
Well, yeah, I guess. But
if it's Magnus, Magnus wins. But if they're going up against like Gilliman or Dorn,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And then obviously none of this would happen because of plot armor. But
right.
So let's get that out of the way. Well, who else? In that case, a Drago.
Yeah, Drago can probably take on. I mean, he took down Mortarion.
Yeah.
But he was a demon Primarch, and Grey Knights are like water against the fire of chaos. So think of it in Pokemon terms. Yeah. Like obviously he was gonna win.
Yeah.
But if it was regular 30k Mortarion, nah, Drago wouldn't stand a chance.
You think? Well, yeah.
It was because he was a demon. That's why.
And I think that kind of got retconned too, right?
Yeah,
like altered.
Yeah, he learned Mortarion's true name. He also had like a conclave of Grey Knights, dampening his power and strengthening his own. So it's like, yeah, he had help.
Yeah. And then anybody else? Other than the Chaos Gods, right?
Well, yeah, because like the Chaos Gods technically can't enter the material realm. They do so through portions of their power by making lesser and greater demons. And we do see like Ka Banda going up against Sanguinius and giving him a pretty good fight, but Sanguinius still comes out on top.
Yeah.
So greater demons, maybe if there's enough of them, can take out a Primarch.
But that would have to be like end time kind of scenarios.
Oh, yeah.
Next question. I have one from the big one.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing because the Primarchs are so big, they never smash normal sized women and have to settle for big Olympic hot putters. Hot putters.
Oh, shot putters.
Oh, there you go.
You forgot the S.
Yeah. No, I don't think the Primarchs ever fuck.
No, it's because like the whole thing about like the Emperor creating these like tools of war. Like, you don't want them to be distracted with love and lust. Mm-hmm. You want them to be warriors.
I think the big question is, do you think Primarchs have penises?
I mean, they should, right? Why not? They made them in the image of, like, humans / the Emperor. Mm-hmm. So it's like, why not? Maybe. The Emperor has to have a dong.
True. Next question.
All right, I got one by Adeptus Custodi Lover. Tipping my toes into the hobby and army with these guys, a.k.a. the Adeptus Custodes, but I'm deciding on how to build them. So, in your opinion, is it worth magnetizing them, or should I just build them with the rule of cool in mind and just proxy whatever's good addition to addition?
Well, it depends on the time that you have. I think that this edition does a good job of saying you don't have to pay for different
loadouts.
Yeah, so the pressure's not really there, I feel, because it's not like it's a big change when you take it to the tournament or not a tournament, but like on the tabletop. Mm-hmm. But it depends on your are you gonna get that mini done if you have to magnetize it? Because half the time you think about magnetizing and it just sits on your pile of shame for a really long time and then you never do it.
It's like, oh, I have to drill this. I gotta make sure the polarity is right. It's like, man, like if you just stop taking that time and overthinking it, it's probably not that hard. But at the same time, if it's easier for you to just build it and paint it and get it on the table, then why not?
Yeah.
Because everybody has that pile of shame. And it's just like, how long is it going to sit there before you actually do something about it?
Yeah. So it's really up to you. Do you think you have the willpower and the, what is it called? Discipline to get that actually done? Because you said Adeptus Custodes, but like some models, they have so many options. Mm-hmm. Like the Killer Khans, I was going to magnetize the Killer Khans. What's the point? Like they're Killer Khans. They die within like the first 2 turns.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, do whatever you want to do. But for me, I always say go with the rule of cool because this is your army and you want to make sure it looks cool. Like if you know I'm going to use a Space Marine, but power swords are really good this edition, but you don't like how power swords look, don't do it.
Yep. Good point. Next question comes from Karen Mac 1. For me, it's the fact that Games Workshop doesn't even want you to Oh, doesn't even want you in the store to begin with. Go in, buy, and leave. I remember when you could go in, find someone who was hopping onto a game, you'd play for an hour, then buy something to support the store. Now they want to be exclusively a store, so why would you buy our RRP or at RRP?
Yeah, I've been seeing that more and more nowadays where it's like, why should I even go to the store and pay, the price for it when I could get them cheaper at Amazon, or I could go to like, what is it, like eBay and Facebook Marketplace and find a whole army done, painted, ready for cheaper.
Yeah. Even though I don't agree with what you're saying that they don't want you to walk in there and make it like a community store, I think Games Workshop does a little too much of making it feel like a community, because as soon as you walk in, the store manager is like, so what you have for breakfast? And it's just kind of like, dude, chill out. I just walked in. And then they hold those little like monthly, like, get a token or get a mini, and that free content makes you go in. I remember I went in once and the place was packed, and there was people just out in the back. Like, he put up a couple of lounge chairs. They were just sitting in the back talking. So I guess it depends on your store.
Yeah, honestly.
And your manager.
Yeah, I don't see why they would want to become more of a store, but then still have tables.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, like, I got 2 hours. I'm here to buy paint, so why not just, open up the pot and start painting right here and now, where I could probably use like brushes or maybe like a few paints here and there for free because I'm already buying something and I'm adding to the aura of like people playing and being active and gamers.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess it all just really depends. And I wonder if Games Workshop managers are the ones that are not. I don't want to say that they're being. So they're just overwhelmed with the amount of work that they have to do for the pay, because I think they get paid commission. So at least here in the States, if you work commission, more than likely your base pay sucks. So if you're making a certain amount on a certain box, no shit, you're gonna like gravitate towards the buyers.
Yeah.
And the quicker you can be like in and out, then it benefits the store manager. Whereas if you have a group that's consistently there, but they're not really buying things with a big commission on it, I don't want you I don't want you just sitting there. So maybe that's just a problem with the way the managers work with Games Workshop.
Yeah, if it's like a corporate thing where they're just pushing sell, like you're kind of, your hands tied behind your back if you're working for GW.
Yeah, and you just have to, but that's the Games Workshop thing that they have to, I guess, figure it out.
Yeah.
But those were the questions for today. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and talking. If you guys, or don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk tomorrow.
That's right. It's been the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
And we'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Always used to put my freedom first in any situation.